Hey everyone, TimaeuSS here. Welcome to my reroll guide for the Japanese server for Artery Gear. The game finally launched today, and if you've been following the channel in my Discord channel, you know that I'm very excited for the game because I played it on the CN server, really enjoyed it, and I stopped when the Japanese server was announced to have the uncensored experience. So there are a few things to reroll for in this game, however, because we met the pre-reg requirement, things are going to be a lot easier in my opinion. So first thing you'll get as soon as you clear story 1-1 actually is a ticket that allows you to have unlimited rerolls on a specific beginner banner. So I've already done mine, so you don't see it here, but it's just above this red one and it's golden, you won't miss it. And you'll be able to reroll non-stop, and each 10 pull gives you a 5-star guaranteed. However, the pool in that reroll is going to be a bit limiting, so you won't be able to get every single unit in that pool. However, the general consensus, and in my reroll guide I'll break down why we're going for these units. The general consensus in that unit selector pool in the unlimited reroll is to get Ginga, the white fox. Essentially, you want to get her because she's a single target boss killer, and that's going to make your gear farming a lot easier. And also in that reroll, you want to get some notable 3-stars, which I'll go through. So first one is Grace. So Grace is a 3-star unit that's going to be very strong in terms of clearing mobs. So she's a fodder farmer. We have a lot of events in this game, and during the events there are stages where you'll be farming to gain EXP, to gain event currencies, and to make this to maximize your efficiency, you want 1 fodder farmer and 3 other units. So basically 1 carry 3, and Grace is one of the easiest units to do this with because she has a passive that boosts your crit rate by 50%, and also every time you crit, you boost your own action bar by 20%. So you can see that she basically is a crit machine, which really lowers your gear requirements. And then her third skill, her ultimate, is an AoE attack, and then every time the AoE kills a unit, it resets. So you can see how the kit really synergizes. She's going to crit all the time. She's going to kill a unit, and then that refreshes her AoE attack, and then it's just really fast in terms of mowing down mobs. The second unit you should look out for in your selective reroll is Roko. So Roko is a single target unit that can stack a lot of poison, and because poison is HP based, so the HP based damage is very good against bosses. Especially you can cheese the gear stage 9 for the crit sets. You basically just have to have Roko and Alice to give Roko additional turns, and you'll be good to go. She keeps the stacks going, she extends debuffs, so she's one of the best 3-stars on CN launch for sure. So these two you definitely want to have. Roko, I would say, is even more important because Grace, there are lots of characters that can do her job. For example, 04 is a unit you get after clearing story 1, and she's completely free, and she's a fire type unit that has self attack boost and AoE attack and cooldown reduction when she kills a unit. So almost similar in terms of kit, but because she's fire and it's in the initial stages, you're not going to have max crit. Grace is going to be an easier unit to raise. And on CN server, when I actually first started, I had Shinobu. So Shinobu is another unit you'll get for free, a 5-star unit, once you do your first 10 multi-pulls on a banner that's not the beginner selective pre-reg banner. And then she, if she attacks a unit with her first skill and the unit is under 50% HP, she has a follow-up AoE attack, and then her third skill is a single target, but if it kills the target, it'll have AoE attack as well. So she's great. But after all the testing I've done, I found Grace to be much better in terms of scaling with gear. So I'm going to end up using Grace. But on the CN server, I use Shinobu, then 04, then transition to Grace. So I've used all 3. So honestly, it doesn't matter if you don't get Grace. Roko, the Poison Girl, is the most important. And then another one you don't mind getting is Timmy. So Timmy, she is a If you played Epic 7, you'll know the fire unit that gives action bar boost. So this is for PvP use really. Her skill gives her team an entire, so that's 30% action bar boost. So you get, and she has very good base speed, 115. So you want to get her to initiate, and so you can take the turns. PvP early game is just going to be who goes first and who can cleave the other team down. So that's what Timmy is very good. Even later on endgame PvP, you'll see Timmy a lot as well in the aggressive attacks. And then, so that's what you should aim for the selective, in my opinion. So what I did is I went for Ginga, and then with Ginga picked up Grace and Roko and Timmy. However, again, like I said, Grace is optional. You have both Shinobu and 04 for free for you, so you don't have to pick up Grace if you don't, but do pick up Roko if you can. The other unit, so after that, the selective is unlimited. You can roll it after 1-1. So actually that is not the key component of the reroll in my opinion. The key part is using those red tickets to pull on the banner. And I will suggest pulling on this Ashura banner, because Ashura right now is limited. After this banner's end, she'll go to the common permanent pool, but she's a great tank and damage dealer. But the unit you should actually aim for is a 4-star. So it's a 0.5% chance to pick up this unit called Alice. So I had her as my reroll target, and finally I got her. The reason why Alice is such, I would say she's a 5-star for sure, and one of the strongest units in the game for me right now, especially early to mid game. It has to do with how the extra turn mechanics work in this game. So her skill, she's similar to A-Lots, auxiliary lots in Epic 7. Her second skill is target one unit. That unit gets an extra turn, and she boosts her own action bar by 40% after max leveled, and it's only got a 3 turn cooldown. So the extra turn mechanic in this game works like this. Alice gives, let's say, Roko a turn. Roko's original position on the action bar does not move. Roko simply just gets an extra turn, and then she resumes her original position. So if your Alice goes first, Roko is right behind. Roko gets an extra turn and resumes the original position. So Roko essentially gets 2 turns without the enemy moving. You can see how this is very, very strong. Let's say you open with Grace, you Alice the Grace, and this also provides attack boost after you 3-star the Alice. So here it's a 2-turn attack boost. So you give someone an extra turn to AoE the enemy team down, and then that person goes pretty much straight away, because again, the extra turn does not take away the turn that the unit is about to have. So due to this mechanic, you can cheese a lot of boss fights, you can cheese a lot of PvP fights, and that's why Alice is still one of the strongest units in the game. And on the CN server, they actually wanted to nerf Alice and make it so that, you know, when Alice gives the extra turn, the unit that receives the extra turn then resets their action bar. But it was met with a huge amount of backlash from the community, because actually a lot of fights required Alice, and she just made everything better. So they actually ended up scratching the extra turn nerf idea. So yeah, that was good. Alternatively, this unit, this red tank unit, so this is poor man's Alice. His third skill is actually targets unit, gives that unit continuous heal and an extra turn. So the extra turn mechanic is the same as Alice, but the downside is obviously this unit does not provide the attack up for the unit it's giving the extra turn to, and also the base speed of this unit is 99, whereas Alice is fast. Alice base speed is 107, and so that gets amplified by the speed set. So Alice is actually a very strong and fast opener. So yeah, that is the quick guide on what I would recommend rerolling for initially when you start a game. And make sure you don't reroll for too long, because one thing I wanted to note is that here the water stage is expiring today, so on reset, and then you won't be able to farm the water stage until the weekend. And because a lot of key units initially are water, if you reroll for too long, you miss out. You don't have enough mass to 3-star the water unit you want to 3-star. You can't upgrade their skills. It's not that big of a deal because weekend is coming up, but just so you know, if you don't want to spend too long rerolling. So yeah, that is a quick guide, and let me know what you want to know more about. I can provide quick breakdowns of kind of the units, what's good to raise, but initially in the first few stages or first few days of the game, you're just progressing through story, try to clear everything, farm events. I'll have an event guide out, but farm events, farm stages, go as far in the story as you can, save your pulls, and then go from there. So yeah, and hope you guys liked the video. If you do, leave a comment, and hopefully I'll see you guys in game.